So I parked the boat at the launch ramp and I walked up to the harbor office. When I went up to the office to get my inventory, I was printing out some paperwork and I happened to be standing right next to the base station radio. And I heard what sounded at first like static, but something about it, I could hear something underneath the static. It just did not sound right. It sounded like a person calling, and even though I couldn't really hear the words, it sounded frantic to me. It kind of sounded like somebody was transmitting from underwater. So I kept listening and I heard it come through again. And I could definitely tell there was a voice on the other end, and the voice sounded panicked. I really couldn't make out any words, but I thought I heard mile buoy and water. Just instinctually, I thought, you know what, this is worth going out and at least doing a welfare check, looking in that area, going out to the mile buoy, just making sure that, there's not something going on that we don't know about. So Sean and I start going toward the mile buoy, and after a little while, I see that there's something out there. And as we got a little farther, I realized it was an overturned Hobie cat. Usually there's a person attached to that Hobie. Either they're hanging on, they're sitting on top. We got to this Hobie cat and there was nobody around. That's not a good feeling when you get out to this boat thinking that you're gonna rescue somebody by picking them up off the boat, and they're not there. So I started at the Hobie cat and I angled the bow of our boat into the wind and into the swell, figuring that the Hobie cat would have blown downhill and he'd be uphill. After about probably 2 or 3 minutes of driving the boat, we actually saw him. He was about a quarter of a mile away from his boat at that point, so he was pretty far away. I can't imagine what was going through his mind, but seeing your boat just drift away from you like that has got to be a pretty scary feeling. A lot of credit goes to the victim in this case because he was prepared. He was able to get that radio call off and was able to transmit, and that's what saved him. I was just doing what any of my other Harbor Patrol counterparts would have done in that situation. It was just by chance that I was standing there and I heard something that I just did not sound right to me. I just had to go back to my old school lifeguarding techniques and just trust my instincts and go and try to help them.